What's up? Fresh is our turn, baby.
Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all might be with us. Some of y'all won't listen.
Hey, what's up, guys? You already know who it is. It's your boy DJ Fresh Pharaoh, aka Trey Jordan, and we're back with another episode of the Dub Show. I'm super excited that you guys are able to tune in with me. As you know, I'm in this weird phase where I'm transitioning between where I was in Seattle and everything that I'm doing now in Atlanta, which is, basically going from the party DJ to the plug, giving people all the opportunities that they possibly can, to be successful at the next level, because I'm leveling up my brand. And one of the things, because I'm doing this and going through this phase, and I'm, deciding to give all this information to you guys about everything I've been through and where I'm at now, one of the things that I want to talk about is manifesting opportunity. It's one of the most important things that you need to do when you're coming into a new market. So if you were tuned into the last episode, which is all about, discovering your role in society and then creating yourself into that role, into your market or into society so that you can be successful and win. Today, we're going to talk about manifesting opportunity. That's the advice, the tidbit I want to give. So as always, start with a little story. See if you guys can relate. Does it ever seem like all the most successful businessmen or all of the most successful celebrities are just getting lucky all of the time? Like, they just seem to get big break after big break. Even if bad stuff happens to them, when it push comes to shove, they're millionaires, they're extremely successful, their projects are successful, they keep getting lucky. That's what it feels like. I certainly used to feel that way, and I honestly still do, but my perspective on luck was changed. I'm going to take you guys back again to, one of my first classes as a freshman in the business school at Florida A&M. Shout out to SBI Business School. One of the few programs where as a freshman you can sit in on business classes. They start you early. And so we're sitting in on this seminar, which is being led by the director of the business school at that time. And she comes in and she says, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And she went on to break down that phrase, but essentially this: luck is when preparation meets opportunity, meaning, opportunities come and go all the time for everyone, but everyone is not prepared and in the right position to take advantage of them. The lucky people are the people who have always been practicing, are always ready, so that when that opportunity comes, it just seems like out of nowhere, they get lucky and they get put on and big and great things happen for them. But really what you don't see in the background is the consistent work that they put in to be vibrating at that high level, that ready level, so that when the opportunity came, they could pounce. And that's, in a nutshell, how you get lucky or how you manifest opportunity. Now, instead of having some high level conversation about this, I've decided to break down some points for you guys, and I really want to get into how we can take this theory or this concept and apply it to our everyday business and our everyday brands. So let's get into it. First and foremost, in order to get lucky, you need to be the right person for the job. So in order to manifest opportunity, you need to be the right person for the job. That way the opportunities will flow to you. It's the law of attraction. It's how the universe works. It's whatever you want to put it, but it really makes a big difference. If you are the person for the job will come to you. Now, what does it take to be that person, or to tell the universe and to tell the people around you, the community around you, that you are that person? First and foremost, social posturing. You need to look like that person. You need to look like the guy that I would go to, to build my deck if I want to get a deck built, for example. You need to look like the girl that I would go to if I'm a girl and I want to get in shape. You need to look like that fitness girl that I have to be working with if I want to get in shape and get results. And now, how do we do that? Part of that is being a knowledge expert or a topic expert. You want to really get in and understand what it is, the talent or the skill set that it is that you're trying to convey or give to your consumers, and make sure that they know that you are that knowledge expert by giving out that information at every opportunity in an effort to help, truly help those potential consumers. Now, you also need to appear capable by having the right tools for the job, right? If I were to try to tell you that I'm a DJ, right, and I didn't own DJ tables and I didn't own speakers, but I was like, hey, trust me, you would have a hard time being convinced that you should book me to DJ your birthday party or your backyard barbecue or your club if you've never seen any, tools of the trade. I don't have anything to show for the fact that I am a DJ, right? And it's the same for anything else, a dentist, whatever. If they don't have the tools, you don't trust them. So you need to have the tools of the trade. You need to have everything that you need to get the job done. Okay, now I want to delve more into this being the right person for the job. You need to dedicate yourself to your talent or your skill set. Break that down, 2 things. You need to be a student of the game. So for me to know that you're dedicated to your talent or your skill set, you should be a student of the game. You should know all of the people who came before you and all of the ways that they pioneered your craft or your industry, or at least the people who are relevant to you and what you do in your skill set, so that you can put me at ease and even have a conversation with someone else who is a knowledge expert and convince them that you know what you're doing because you understand the history of your craft. You also need to practice daily. That's the second aspect of dedicating yourself to the task or the skill set. Professional DJs touch the DJ tables daily. I'm a DJ, so I always use those examples. People who work out, trainers, they're looking up new videos on supplements, nutrients, workouts, things that they can bring that are cutting edge every single day to their clients. Lawyers study the law every single day. They read the law every day. They practice every day. You need to be consistent. You need to be at the top of your game. If you want opportunity to flow to you, you need to be the best option. And that means practicing every day, making sure that your skills are sharp and comparable to anyone else in your market. Now, once we cover that aspect, being a student of the game and actually having the skill, like we mentioned before, the social posturing, you need to do what I call pass the eye test, or master your appearance. And there are a few things that would seem like common sense, but I'm going to go over them because for a lot of people they're not, or people may underestimate the importance of these things, but they make a huge difference for you in your career. So 1, having a clean, fresh face with white teeth. You want to look, smell, feel like $1 million. That's not just a phrase, it's a reality. When you're driving down the highway, for example, and you see a cheap ad, it reflects poorly on the product. Whereas if you see a high quality, flashing, shining, cutting edge billboard that's 3D and 4D, you might think that product that it's representing is expensive but valuable and worth it because the advertisement conveys that. Well, we, with our human bodies, are walking advertisements for our skills and our abilities and our business, our brand. So take care of your billboard. Take care of the thing that is bringing the most business into you, which is, through that face-to-face, eye-to-eye contact, or even now with social media, even your cell phone shoots in 4K, they can see every speck, every piece of dirt on your face. So make sure that you're clean, haircut, all of that when you're going out to represent your brand. The next thing that you do is make sure that you're wearing new in-style clothing and also appropriate clothing. So no matter what it is that you're getting into, you want to make sure that your clothing is appropriate. So me, for example, I'm speaking to you as a knowledge expert on branding. If I were to come in here in an A shirt, and some pajama pants, you wouldn't necessarily think that I was an expert or you could trust what I was saying about brand building. My look wouldn't portray that I was trustworthy. But if I come in business casual, simple, clean, well-spoken, haircut, you might say, hey, this young man potentially has something worthwhile to hear, and subconsciously your mind is tuned in. It's the same effect for you in your business every single day with your brand when you're going out and shaking hands with people and being on stage and being on camera. Every inch of your representation here reflects on whether or not people think they should do business with you. So make sure that you have a clean, fresh appearance. Another thing, tidbit or skill set that you can use with your appearance is wearing clothing that relates, or brands that relate to your skill set. So let's say that you are a consultant and you are selling your consulting service to business owners. Wearing a shirt that says Harvard Business School, for example, would probably aid in your ability to close clients, because they would assume that you went to Harvard Business School and that the level of your knowledge and education is high because Harvard's brand is high, and it will reflect positively on your brand. It would mean that everything that is positive about Harvard is associated with you simply because you're wearing this shirt, and people are making the association between you and that Harvard brand or that college brand, for example. The last thing is you want to be in shape, healthy, happy. I'm not here to try to tell you what the right body shape is for you, but long story short, you want to be in shape. You want to look healthy. You want to be energetic. You want to seem happy. That energy portrays through the internet, especially in person. Your potential consumers, your potential fans can see that. And hey, a happy business owner makes for happy consumers, makes for happy fans, a happy brand manager, whatever, your energy transfers. So make sure that you're bringing positive energy. Don't underestimate the importance of that. In sales, even when they're doing telesales, they call it dialing for dollars. They say that consumers can literally feel your smile on the other end of the phone, and you can look into the research, but people's conversion rates are definitely affected by whether or not they smile while they dial. So on your own time, you can look into that. Now, the second aspect of getting lucky, we've talked about being prepared. Everything that we just talked about is the prepared aspect. Now we want to talk about the opportunity aspect. So the first facet, or a big facet of opportunity, obviously, is being in the right place at the right time. You can be as prepared and practice and as much of a student of the game as you want to be, but if you're not literally in the right place at the right time to talk to the right person, you'll miss out on opportunities that you would have been perfect for. So let's break down how we make sure we're in the right place at the right time. First, ask yourself a couple questions. Where and why does your industry or do your peers organize? So what makes the other people who are like you, that you're competing with, that you provide similar services to, who are in your industry, what makes them move? What makes them show up at certain places? How do they operate? What makes your industry go? You need to have your ears to the pulse of the industry. So for me, for example, I'll give you a specific example as a DJ. I have learned as a DJ that what makes promoters book you, what makes clubs book you at the end of the day, is your ability to promote and bring fans or consumers into their club who are going to purchase tickets and buy drinks. It's a business transaction. You can be as fancy as you want to be, and having great skill definitely may increase your bookings, but the primary function of any club or venue or party is to get as many people in as possible to make as much money. So primary focus, what makes my industry move, or what makes promoters book DJs, is the ability to bring fans in. So follow the money is the moral of that little story. Follow the money, and that will tell you why it is your industry moves. Now, the second thing is who gives out the opportunity, or who is the financier that makes these things move. Okay, so now I figured out in my industry, for example, again, going back to that example, that promoters are really the thing that get DJs, that make the DJ industry move, because promoters and clubs book DJs. They put money directly in our pockets. So it's in my best interest to know as many promoters and club owners and booking agents, for example, as possible, because those are the people who are going to directly influence and affect the money that comes into my pocket. You need to do the same thing for your industry. Find the supplemental brands or supplemental industries that make your industry move. Find the people, the specific individuals who make those decisions, and go out, shake their hands, introduce yourself to them, make sure you're connected with them on social media. Do everything you need to do so that, when they're thinking about who should I use, who should I book, they think of you, or at least you're an option. Now, lastly, what is the status or the rhythm of your market? And what does it need to keep it going? Okay, so we've broken down in the beginning what makes, so going back to my example, we broke down what makes DJs move. What makes DJs move? Clubs. Who works at the clubs and makes the decisions so that DJs can move? promoters. Okay, great. Now, what is the status or the rhythm of the industry? What do those promoters need in order for them to book me? So we broke down and we understand that they need people in the club in order to keep them, happy, in order to keep them in good relations with the club. So they choose DJs that help them bring people into the club. Now, what is the rhythm of the people? Because I need to go to the source of what's getting the money. Now, what is the rhythm of the people? What makes people want to go to a club? What makes people like the idea of going to this club with this promoter over something else? We figure out, it's the vibe. Maybe they like drink specials. They like a certain type of music. They like a certain style. Well, me as the DJ, I figure all of that out and make sure that my brand and my promotion fits that style. And then I go out and I collect as many names, numbers, emails, contacts as possible so that when promoters come to me, or better yet, when I go to promoters, I am the solution to their problem in the market. I have assumed the role in the market that I need to assume in order for everything to work out. And now I'm manifesting opportunity because I've gone down to the source of what it is that makes my market move, what makes my market money, and I've connected with all of the decision makers and financiers who put people like me into position. And now they know that I'm connected to the source of what makes them successful, and it's in their best interest to book me. And now everyone knows that word of mouth advertising starts to spread, plus all the social media paid advertising that I know I'm already doing and you're already doing, and voila, I've manifested opportunity for myself as a DJ in this example. Now, side note, or comparing that for you and your business, understand that at the end of the day, all we did was figure out why people like me who are in my position are successful and get booked, who does the booking, what influences their decision making so that they do book, and then went to that source and became the best option for that so that they had no reason but to book and or use me. Now, here's the last thing. So manifesting opportunity, we figured out how to be the right person for the job and why that's important. So you need to dedicate yourself to the task at hand, become a student of the game, practice daily, and master your appearance, pass the eye test so that people think you're the right person for the job. Once we've done that, we've mastered, being prepared. We talked about opportunity. That comes down to being in the right place at the right time. And we broke down exactly how you can do that, the science of being in the right place at the right time. Now, the most important part, consistency. Because if you take all of these things, do them, and go out one weekend and just see what you catch, it might be nothing. And that can be heartbreaking if you're not prepared for the fact that it takes consistency. It takes you consistently vibrating at this high prepared level, having this high, consistent, positive energy with everyone that you meet, sometimes for years, until you saturate the market and all the decision makers and movers know about you. And they're always thinking about you when the opportunities come up. And then eventually the odds essentially just tilt in your favor. And it goes from, 2-3 years of you just networking and grinding for those breaks and feeling like nothing's happening to all of a sudden, boom, it clicks. Or maybe it takes 7 years, maybe it takes 8. You never know. It kind of depends on you and the time and the weather. The weather being whether you feel like getting out there every single day and doing this or not. But don't underestimate the value of consistency and the importance of being patient through this process. Not lazy, but patient. So working hard every single day, patiently. Working hard every single day, patiently waiting for the right opportunity to come to you so you can get lucky. Take that, bring it into your own business, and you'll be manifesting opportunity just like that. Okay. Now, as always, this is the Dub Show, and if you like what you're hearing here, you can tap in on the website www.atlastevent.com and get some of the old podcast episodes and information. Plus, if you think you're ready to take advantage, if you're doing some of these things that I'm already talking about and you're ready to take your brand to the next level, you can go to my website and tap in with some of the packages that I have available so you can come down and visit Atlanta, stay with me, get the grand experience, tap in with all the right industry experts, radio stations, podcasts, whatever it is that you need to do, videographers, music videos, we'll set up a whole package for you. In fact, I've got 3 or 4 different options on the website right now, and we can take your brand to that next level so that you can be national or international. Aren't you ready? Aren't you ready for your brand to be seen? Aren't you ready to take that next step into the limelight? So if you are, www.atlastevent.com/Fresh and or go to the teams tab and scroll down till you see my name and click that. Or as always, you can send me a DM on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I have all of them. I'll drop the tags somewhere on the video for you guys to see and leave them up there so you guys can follow me. Shoot, I miss you guys already. This has been the Dub Show, and I'll see you guys again real soon.